Good morning, everyone. I am Jerry, and this is my wife, Joy, and we're back again today.
This right here, he points at me. This is my wife, Joy. Okay, go ahead. They probably thought that other girl was your wife, but go ahead.
No
He cracks me up, y'all.
No comment. Anyway, I guess I need to go to acting school to learn how to.
No, you don't. People like real and natural. Believe me.
I know, but anyway, again, we are here today for another devotional, and we're going to go through Proverbs 10, verse 18 through 32, and we will read this, and hopefully you understand all this, because some of this gets a little hard to understand. But when Jordan...
Not in my versions.
I know, but when...
The living and the new.
Anyway, I'm going to start reading.
At verse 18.
Verse 18 in the King James Version. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. The tongue of the just is as choice silver, the heart of the wicked is little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. The blessing of the Lord it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding hath wisdom. The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. As the whirlwind passeth, so is the wicked no more, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation. As vinegar is to the teeth, and as smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to them that send him. The fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. The way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the froward tongue shall be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaketh frowardness.
Oh, I like that frowardness word in your version. Mine is so much easier and plainer, let me tell you. And can I tell you about vinegar? I'm listening to these doctors about how to get off of the Prilosec, for reflux at night. And I've watched several of them, and they all tell you to take this apple cider vinegar, and you're supposed to do 2 tablespoons in a little bit of water. Woo! What does this say? Something about your teeth? It sets more than your teeth on edge, let me tell you. Alrighty, here we go. This is Proverbs 10, starting at verse 18, and you'll like this version. It's very plain. Don't talk so much. You keep putting your foot in your mouth. Be sensible and turn off the flow. When a good man speaks, he is worth listening to, but the words of fools are a dime a dozen. A godly man gives good advice, but a rebel is destroyed by lack of common sense. The Lord's blessing is our greatest wealth. All our work adds nothing to it. A fool's fun is being bad. A wise man's fun is being wise. The wicked man's fears will all come true, and so will the good man's hopes. Disaster strikes like a cyclone, and the wicked are whirled away. Boy, wish that cyclone would come. But the good man has a strong anchor. A lazy fellow is a pain to his employers. Could we write a book on that?
Yeah, we could, yeah. We didn't have that many of those.
Oh my goodness.
We had-
Oh my. The new employee that lasted until 11 a.m. and quit the first day. Okay, verse 26. A lazy fellow is a pain to his employers, like smoke in their eyes or vinegar that sets the teeth on edge. Reverence for God adds hours to each day. So how can the wicked expect a long, good life? I like that scripture right there. Reverence for God adds hours to each day. That's really neat. I didn't know that was in there. The hope of good men is eternal happiness. The hopes of evil men are all in vain. God protects the upright but destroys the wicked. The good shall never lose God's blessings, but the wicked shall lose everything. The good man gives wise advice, but the liar's counsel is shunned. The upright speak what is helpful, the wicked speak rebellion. Now see, wasn't that easy to understand? There's none of that frowardness in here.
Yeah, there
That's
is.
a really good set of scriptures right there. I really like that. Don't talk so much, and God will always be with us, and the hope of good men is eternal happiness, and God protects the upright. The good people will never lose God's blessings. Oh, I like this today. We're getting ready to get in Stardust and head to Louisville for some more RV repairs. So we're going to keep this kind of compact today because I'm going to have to edit it in the coach as we're traveling. So what do you have to say about that, Mr. Burnside?
Well, there's a lot to say about a lot of this, but basically what it means is if you live a righteous life and are reverent to God, you will have many, many, many blessings.
Yes.
And if you desire to be mischievous, lazy, all those type of things, your life is going to be shortened. You're not going to inherit the earth, for one thing. Talks about that in here too, about inhabiting the earth. You're not going to the wicked are not going to inhabit the earth.
Well, and everything they got being wicked, they're going to lose it all.
They're going to lose it all. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
They're going to lose their life. They're going to lose their money. They're going to lose everything. But you see that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just there are some wicked people in this world, and you see.
Excuse me.
And you, and you see what the results of that is. Vladimir Putin is one example of that over in Russia.
The most evil man.
He is very evil, but his life is a disaster, you know. All it gets down to here is just live with moral virtues, you know, and
yeah, and live according to this, because the God who created you, you didn't come from a monkey. I promise you, you didn't come from a monkey. Have you seen any half man, half monkeys hanging from trees anywhere? Oh, have you seen any lizards turning into birds and sprouting wings? That's just nonsense. You were created. A creation has to have a creator. And the creator gave us this manual so we would know, number one, he created us, and number two, what he created us for. What did he create us for? To love God and love each other. It's pretty simple.
yeah, and in verse 21 it says, the lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. And what he's really talking about there, the lips of the righteous is righteous people that teach other people how to live and so forth. In other words, pastors of churches and those types of things. He's not talking about food, you know, that you're going to feed a lot of people with food, but he's talking about feeding people with the Word of God is what he's talking about there. The next verse is the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. In other words, he's talking about your finances right there. And the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich. And he promises you that in his word in all different places. And he addeth no sorrow with it. There are a lot of people who are rich, but they are living in misery, because of what they do with their money, basically.
You hear about these people that win the lottery,
Oh, yes.
and they end up right back just as poor as they were
Or
to
worse.
start with. I mean, how is that possible? It's because they have no wisdom. If you have no wisdom, it doesn't matter how much money somebody gives you, you're still going to make all kinds of wrong choices, wrong decisions, and end up right back where you were for the same reason you were where you were to start with.
Right. And probably worse because they make enemies. Because people, their families.
Yeah, people suddenly like them because they're rich, and the minute the money's gone, then they're nothing again.
It's a mess, but that should never happen to begin with.
My poor little Bible.
Lottery should never ever begin with because it does nothing more
Make the poor poorer.
Make the poor poor, and it taxes the poor.
Yeah.
Is what it really is. And
Yeah.
it just gives the government more money, basically, is what it is. Yeah. And so it's not God's way of obtaining wealth.
No.
I can tell you that right now. But it says in there also, the way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. You see that all the time too. It's just that what it all comes down to is obtaining wisdom. Because with wisdom, you won't be falling off into these type of things, and getting stuck in these things and losing everything you have and all this type of thing. So it all comes back to wisdom. And you can ask God for wisdom, and he'll give it to you in immeasurable terms. So that's really about all I got to say. I mean, it's pretty...
Yeah. It's very, very to the point. Love God, seek wisdom.
Live as righteous a life as you can. We all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We were born into sin in this world. We've been saved from that by the shed blood of Christ on the cross. And so he just expects us to live as righteous as we can with all these sinful, temptations.
And if you do mess up, we can be forgiven.
Right.
Again, because of what Jesus did for us.
That's right.
All right, babe. Reckon we should wrap this up.
Yes, we gotta go.
Maybe 15 minutes I could actually do in the RV.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap this up. We gotta leave, so we're going back to Louisville.
Yeah,
again.
Louisville is just Dallas, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you drive a few miles and you're in Dallas.
And it's really not that bad,
Yeah, we're getting used to it. It's like our second home down there.
We kind of enjoy going down there, actually.
I know.
Really.
I love going to the bookstore and looking at all the new magazines.
When you get to...
And of course, there's 1,000 restaurants. There's a restaurant called Culver's that we've been to before in Missouri, but there's none here where we live. And we really, really like it. And so we go to Culver's several times while we're down there. They serve fish. Better fish than Red Lobster. It is so good. It's cod. It's Atlantic cod.
Yeah,
and it's deep fried. And it is just wonderful. We love it.
About half the price.
They have really good tartar sauce. Yeah.
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 And of course, probably I'm not going to have to. If you can get a salad and you can get broccoli instead of French fries, and so that's what I do. And their broccoli's delicious. Their broccoli's better than Red Lobster and Olive Garden.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love it. So, if y'all have a Culver's and you've never been to one, check it out. And hey, hello to my English friends, Vic and Catherine. I am so sorry that I couldn't take your call when you called me because we were inside a great big huge metal building and I could only hear like 3 words, then nothing, then 3 words, then nothing. So I wasn't even sure what you were saying, and I doubt you could hear me. So I apologize for that. I'm really sorry.
Anyway, I hope you all had a blessed Thanksgiving. And we did.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we did. It was really good. Well, watch my video on my other channel and you can see all about it.
and
I'm sure everybody's over Thanksgiving by now.
we will try and see you next Sunday unless we're stuck in Louisville.
Oh, surely we
It's
won't
a
be
little
there
hard to do that
long.
on a cell phone. But
They may have to order a part, and that's what always takes the extra days, is when they have to order a part.
Yeah.
And for those of you who just know us from Shine, I don't know if a lot of you know that we have an RV. We bought it in April, and so anytime you have an RV, you know, it's like driving your house down a highway, and it's, you know, it seems like something's always needing to be fixed. So Jerry fixes everything he can fix, but other than that, we have, what is it, 100 miles from here?
about that.
Yeah, it's about a 3-hour drive for us, so we've got to go. But we love you all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Have a great week.